slower process for the voters there. So we are very much investing in leadership development for those precinct captains, making sure that they have the skills and training they need to be successful in that caucus room. For those of you who haven't done a caucus before, it is a very public expression of support. You literally have to pull people to your side of the room to win delegates there, and that takes a lot of leadership. It takes a lot of training. So that's our focus there. South Carolina is a primary, so it's a more traditional election. However, it is on a Saturday, I would say, unfortunately. So our big strategic imperative there is making sure that people know when to turn out and vote. Then we are headed to our March state. But I'm very proud. Our special guest got here a little bit early, and so I'm going to turn it back over to Jess, who can introduce our special guest.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jessica Morales-Burketto, and I'm the Digital Organizing Director here at Hillary for America. I'm really excited to turn things over to our special guest, but first I want to make sure that you know a very critical piece of information. Whether or not you're in a caucus or a primary state is really important. As Robbie said, if you're in a caucus state, we're going to need all of you to turn out on the day of your caucus in your state. So I'm just going to go through really fast and remind everybody who our caucus states are before I turn it over to our special guest. If you live in Vermont, Colorado, Nebraska, Kansas, Maine, Minnesota, Washington, Arkansas, or Hawaii, you live in a caucus state. And I want to make sure you know that because we definitely need you to turn out on the day of your caucus. The reason I told you that is our special guest is definitely going to make sure to talk about caucuses and primary states, so I didn't want you not to know which one you are. And it is my honor to introduce Hillary Rodham Clinton, the next President of the United States.
Well, thank you so very much, Jess, and thanks to everybody for taking time to join us on this call today. I really just wanted to thank each and every one of you. Thanks to all of you who helped make history in Iowa. And although I wish it had turned out differently, I'm tremendously proud of how hard you all worked and how hard we fought in New Hampshire, especially through the snow, whether you knocked on doors or made a donation or a phone call. I'm very grateful. Now we're on to the next 48 states, and our campaign has been active on the ground in all of them. And that's because of you, because of your work. We have a strong organization to take this campaign to every state. There's just 1 week to go until the Nevada caucus next Saturday, and then voters will head to the polls in South Carolina a week after that. And then our work in those states will put us in a strong position as we head into March and Super Tuesday. So there's no question we have our work cut out for us. We knew the election wasn't going to be easy, but it's too important. We have to work hard to win every single vote. As I've said, I'm running to break down all the barriers that hold too many people back and build ladders of opportunity for every single person to succeed, because I believe that America can only live up to its potential when every American can live up to theirs. So as I traveled throughout the country, I was in South Carolina yesterday. I'm calling you from Nevada. I am finding such energy and enthusiasm from the people who share our vision of the future. And I want people focused on the fact that I will be a president who can do all aspects of the job, that people are being asked to vote for a president and a commander-in-chief. They're being asked in Nevada to caucus for a president and a commander-in-chief. So there's no doubt in my mind that if we get our message out and we work to turn people out, we will do very well. Our organizers are arriving across the country to start working with you. I hope you will get to know them and give them the help that they need from dedicated, experienced people like all of you. And if we don't have an office yet in your state, just hold on. We'll get there. In the meantime, we're counting on you to, really do whatever you can to get our campaign up and going, building from the ground up. As Jeff told you earlier, which states are caucuses and primaries, I just want to underscore that. If you live in a caucus state, this is an exciting time. And just this week, more organizers are coming on board in your state. I need you to volunteer, knock on doors, make phone calls, and bring your friends, your neighbors, and your family and colleagues to the caucus. If you're in a caucus state and want to become even more involved where you live, press 1, and an organizer will follow up with you. So if you're in a caucus state and you want to get more involved, press 1 now. If you live in a primary state, we need you too. There are organizers coming on board over the next few weeks, and there are lots of ways you can support me online starting today. So the best thing you can do is text volunteer, in all caps, VOLUNTEER, to 47246, and we will follow up with you right away. So if you're in a primary state, text volunteer to 47246, and we will follow up because we need you to help get this nomination won. And there's one more thing I want to say, and that's really a great big thank you. I want you to know together we have knocked on more than 5 million doors. More than 750,000 people have contributed what they can afford. Now, I know you may not be hearing that on the news because there are people who want to deny the passion and the purpose you show every day, but that's not going to work. I've seen you in action as I've traveled across the country. I am so proud of all the people I've met, young and old, who are part of this campaign. I've met 8-year-olds and 18-year-olds, and I've met 98-year-olds and 102-year-olds. We got the whole gamut of everybody. And I'm moved by the generosity that you have given to support building that future that our country deserves. I'm inspired by you. You are going to make this a winning campaign, and then we will win in November. I just want to, again, thank you for everything you have done, are doing, and will do. And let me now turn it back to Jess.
Thank you so much, Secretary Clinton. Really appreciate you joining us today. And I'm seeing on Twitter and on our chat here that people are pretty excited. So really always great to hear from Hillary. I just want to say thank you so much for your patience today with our technical issues, but also thank you so much for everything that you do for this campaign. As Hillary said, it is critical for every single one of you to go out, knock on doors, volunteer, post on social media. That's what we need right now. For Hillary to win this nomination, we need everyone who's a supporter to become a volunteer. And we need all of you to activate your friends to be volunteers as well. So if you press 1, an organizer will follow up with you if you live in a caucus state. And if you texted volunteer to 47246, we'll also follow up with you depending on what you tell us there. Thank you so much for everything you do. And we're really excited to go out and win this thing. We're going to end the call now. But if you have any questions, make sure to follow up at grassroots@hillaryclinton.com. That's our email for all of our grassroots supporters. We answer every question that comes through there. So if you have thoughts or a question or an idea that you want to share, please email us at grassroots@hillaryclinton.com. Thanks so much for joining, and have a great day.